You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we prepare for race number 8 of Season 2 of the NNSCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series. Getting ready to go racing in the Lucas Oil 200 under the lights at the Monster Mile Dover International Raceway. 40 laps scheduled this evening. Should be a pretty interesting one, as very rarely have we come to a Dover weekend where we haven't had a wreck fest. And one of the biggest issues that we have with Dover is usually the fact that if we have a wreck take place in the front straightaway and it heads down into turn 1, it takes the drivers quite a long amount of time to actually drive away from the scene of the accident. The leaders are still up to full speed racing back for the caution, and we've seen several times at Dover where the leaders will find themselves sometimes running into the back of the field once they take the caution, and we've seen pretty chaotic stuff take place with drivers who look like they're going to be contenders for the win all of a sudden finding themselves in the garage area. So hopefully we won't have that happen here tonight, but it's Dover and it has a history, so we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. Now, 1 year ago when we were here at Dover, Joshua Hyatt, then Truck Series driver, went to victory lane for the first time in his TaxSlayer Truck Series career. What truck was he driving? The number 83 Krispy Kreme Chevrolet out of Dollarton Motorsports. And lining up on the pole here tonight is that very truck with the driver Joseph Romero behind the wheel. So can the team of Dollarton Motorsports go 2 for 2 in their starts here at the Monster Mile? Tyler Deaver, former playoff driver from last season, lines up on the outside of the front row. Both drivers on the front row looking for their first win this season, as coming into this race, 7 of the 8 playoff spots are currently held by former winners this year. Let's go down trackside and get those most famous words in motorsports as we get ready to go racing at Dover.
Drivers, start your engines!
Command given, so as the Chevy Silverado pace car will lead this 42 truck field around for the pace lap. Let's give you your top 10 the point standings coming into this race, presented by Golden Corral. Sky Commons comes in as the points leader, taking the points lead over after last time out's race. Picking up that win there at Kansas. Second in the points, 2 points back, is the former points leader N Stapleton. A Olvera is third in points with H Garcia fourth. Both of them are only 5 points out of the points lead, and only 9 points back in fifth is the only 2-time winner this season, O Pollard. The rest of your top 10 in the points are Nicholas Raill in sixth, Melody Baker in 7th, 8th Henry Williams, 9th Marty Zakala, and completing the top 10, Harrison Ponder. Now 5 of our former race winners this season are in the top 10. The other 2 are Patrick Curtis in 16th and PJ Williams in 18th in the standings. Right now, it would be Pollard, Commons, Stapleton, Garcia, Zakala, Curtis, and Williams that hold 7 of the 8 playoff positions. Currently, the 8th spot right now would be held by the highest driver in the points without a win. That's A Olvera, third in the standings. But here we go. Green flags in the air. We're underway here tonight at Dover. Let's roll. Romero going to very easily have the race lead there, heading through turns 1 and 2 and into the back straightaway. Outside line kicks in there in 3 and 4 for Tyler Deaver to hold on to second place. Top two single file. Battle is on for third. Andrew Miller to the inside. Hillary Sanchez up top side. Chevrolet Silverado versus Dodge Ram. And I think the caution may be out. I couldn't tell if the yellow lights were on or not. And yes, they are. Caution's out. We've had an incident out of turn 4, it looks like, onto the front straightaway, and the leaders may catch up to whatever that is. No, they won't. Wow, that's fortunate. Caution out for the first time here tonight. That's not really much of a surprise, especially when you're at a track where the start of the race is double file. The drivers get very anxious, want to go 3 wide, and that's usually what triggers the incidents off turn 4. Let's see who would have been involved in this. The Nissan Titan of Ricky Cervantes is back here. Looks like he's got some rear end damage. He might have been the only one. None of the leaders going to come to pit road. I don't know if they're going to even have to pit here in this race. But let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the yellow flag for the first time here tonight at Dover. Now, it was a little bit more than a single truck incident, but it was closer to the rear of the field. Let's see what happens here. Cervantes going to get a little tight there. Got up into Heather Gallant. Easy for me to say. And then she got up into Nicholas Raill, who then turned down, and he saved it. But then they got into Michael Whitman in the 53. He's going to hit the wall. There's Caitlin Sang also getting involved there, along with a couple of Toyotas. Michael Haas in the 28, Tony Green in the 4. They both managed to save it, though, and then nice avoidance by Isaac Nichols getting around on the top side. Caitlin Sang spins up and scrapes it there on the high side, safer barrier, but for the most part got very little damage, and then a little contact there again between the 53 of Whitman and the 58 of Cervantes. But all the drivers that got involved were able to drive away from the incident, and for the most part, not a whole lot of contact. I mean, maybe the 53 of Michael Whitman may have gotten some pretty good front-end damage. He was the one that got into that inside safer barrier, but for the most part, I don't think really anybody got a lot of significant damage, and I think everybody may be able to continue for our restart. So we're just waiting for the signal 1 lap to green. My assumption is it's going to happen here, and then we'll go back green on lap 7 of 40. Now, it'll be interesting to see. We had that double file start, and we saw that it was a 3-wide situation that caused the wreck to bring out the caution. Now that we're going to be single file, these drivers may attempt double wide, but I don't know how anxious they'll be to go 3 wide, and maybe, just maybe, we can settle into a long green flag run. Joseph Romero, a lot of people may not remember the fact that he is a former winner in the NNSCRA, winning back in, I want to say it was season 2 of the Pizza Hut X Series at the road course of Sonoma. Look and see if it was season 2 or was it season 1. Might have actually been season 1. Season 2's winner was Joshua Osborne. And let's see, Joseph Romero was, back in season 1 of the Pizza Hut X Series. So he is a former winner. It's not like he is completely a rookie in the sense this is his first NSRA season. He's already run a season in Pizza Hut X Series competition, so he's familiar with how to run a race car. The only thing is, if I remember correctly, I don't think the Pizza Hut X Series has ever been to Dover on their schedule, so this is Romero's first time at the Monster Mile. He'll restart the leader, though. Second will be Tyler Deaver. Hillary Sanchez right there in third. Andrew Miller fourth. Tristan Allen in fifth. Then it's Jack Lagasee sixth. Patrick Curtis seventh. Patrick Smith is in eighth. Ninth place is going to be Easton Barber, and Harrison Ponder will complete the top 10. Romero comes into this race currently situated 41st in the point standings. If he wins here tonight, I don't think he'd jump into the top 30 in the points. They'd have to rely on consistent finishes for the remainder of the regular season to get him up there to maybe have the win count towards a playoff position. Green flag back in the air. And Romero was ready for it. Boy, he already has opened up about a truck length and a half between himself and Tyler Deaver. Tyler Deaver coming into this race is 32nd in the points. He had a pretty good showing at Kansas last week, jumped up 7 spots, but He's also outside the top 30 in the points standings. Remember, of course, last year he had that kind of shot clock cheese, winning at M&M Super Speedway, which got him the final transfer spot into the playoffs system to battle for the championship. Sanchez there in the 73, trying to get the 73 to victory lane for the second time in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Joshua Sakuli won last year. It was at Texas, if I recall. We're still under green, but I thought I saw a truck hit pit road. And indeed, it was the 58 of Ricky Cervantes. So whatever damage he sustained from the earlier caution, apparently they've decided they have to come to pit road and fix whatever that issue is. I think he's coming back onto the racetrack now. Oh, I was going to jump back to a battle for 6th place, but now we've got a battle for the lead. Tyler Deaver, the inside of Joseph Romero. This could be our first lead change of the evening. But that outside line is going to get the run here for Romero. Well, I thought it was going to, but Tyler Deaver hanging tough on the inside line. Here at Dover, the inside line's preferred in 1 and 2. The outside line gets the better momentum through 3 and 4. Deaver trying to take the spot, but Romero continues to hang tough, and Hillary Sanchez there saying, hey guys, make up your mind. I want to know which line's moving so I can move by for a position. Andrew Miller right there, Tristan Allen behind him. As Patrick Curtis made the pass on, I believe it was it Jack Lagasee that he moved out of the way? Moved up to 6th place. Moved somebody out of the way, I don't know who, and now Tyler Deaver's finally going to complete the pass before they get to the entrance of turn 3. It's a first lead change. Well, actually he led the last lap, but now he's cleared for the lead, has Tyler Deaver. Romero now back to 2nd. Hillary Sanchez right there in 3rd, and boy, I'll tell you, that 0 truck with Patrick Curtis is really on a mission. That may be one of the fastest trucks on the track right now. Going to try and get around Tristan Allen, but Allen's going to now try and make a move for 4th place on Andrew Miller. Not able to make the move that time there, as you see some of these drivers moving low on the front straightaway to try and get a good entry into turn 1. Allen still hangs in 5th. We've got a battle now for 6th place. We've got a couple of Patricks, Curtis in the 0 and Smith in the 05. Talked about Angel Olvera coming into this race, the highest running driver in the standings without a win. Well, there's the 89. If I can get back to it, there it is. Currently in the 10th position, running that higher groove and doing a pretty good job hanging on to 10th place. Now trying to challenge E Barber for what would be 9th. Tristan Allen now gets kicked up on the high side, loses a spot to Patrick Curtis, so Curtis now cracks the top 5. And now Patrick Smith trying to fill the hole to move into 6th place. Up front though, Tyler Deaver is pulling away from the 83 of Joseph Romero. Now has about a 2 truck length advantage back to the Krispy Kreme Chevy. Right now it's Toyota, Chevy, and Dodge, your top 3. There you saw right there, Deaver kind of went low out of 4. Romero decided to swing it high off the corner, and that actually gained him a little bit of ground on the Lumber Liquidators Toyota Tundra. Now can he close up ground here through 3 and 4? Let's see what exits these 2 drivers take off the corner this time. Both of them going to swing it low off the corner. But Romero has now closed the gap back up between himself and the current race leader, Tyler Deaver. Deaver comes into this race, as we mentioned, had a good run at Kansas last week, 32nd in the points. He is close enough, 6 points back from the top 30 in the standings, where a win here would move him into the top 30 in points. And the caution flag is out. Just nearing the halfway point, 2nd caution of the evening. I believe they just took it. And I didn't see any smoke over on the front straightaway, so did we have a wreck take place somewhere else? Whatever it was, it looked like it involved the 69 of Preston Plourd. He's got some rear end damage, and it looks like also maybe some damage to another Ford F-Series, the 19 of Jake Smith. don't see the skid marks. Well, there are some skid marks there in the front straightaway. Maybe that's where it was, but I didn't see any smoke, though. So let's take a look and see what brought out the yellow flag for the second time here tonight. We'll line them up and have them go again for another restart in just a moment here at Dover. Well, near the rear of the field, they got 3 wide again, and there you see contact between Austin LaPlante and Jake Smith. Turns the 98 up into the 69 at Preston Plourd, and a little contact as well between Jake Smith and Henry Williams. Oh, and then Preston goes down and gets into the 62 of Williams again, and then moves up the track. Nicholas Raill was already there and gets hooked up into the outside wall once again, and then Nicholas Raill's going to hit the wall again there in the 54. Well, Preston Plourd came into this race down in the cellar of the point standings, 39th, but Jake Smith, who got involved in that, 13th in points, and of course we mentioned Nicholas Raill, 6th in the standings coming into this one, sustaining some damage. So a couple of drivers losing some very valuable track position, getting caught up in this wreck, and also sustaining some damage here with our second caution of the evening here at Dover. 1 to green given. We'll go back green with a total of 18 laps remaining in this one. Lap 23 is when the green flag will wave once again. Working our second caution of the evening here at Dover. Tyler Deaver will restart as the leader over Joseph Romero. Those are the only 2 drivers that have been out in front so far here tonight. Hilary Sanchez lines up 3rd, Andrew Miller 4th, Patrick Curtis in 5th, Tristan Allen 6th, 7th will be Patrick Smith, Jack Lagasee, Easton Barber, and Angel Olvera complete your top 10. 42 trucks started this race, 42 trucks are still in this race, 41 of them on the lead lap. There you see the 58 on the inside line. Ricky Cervantes was on pit road under green flag run. He is now 2 laps down to the leaders in 42nd, but nobody out of the race up to this point. We'll have to see how up to speed that Nissan Titan is, and if he will cause an issue for the leaders here on this restart. Tyler Deaver looking for his 2nd career Truck Series win and 1st here of Season 2. As he'll lead them down here, we're waiting on the flagman to wave the green flag. There it is. We're back underway here at Dover. Cervantes hanging tough on that inside line for the moment. But if they remain even, Tyler Deaver should be able to swing around him on the outside line here in 3 and 4. Well, I thought he was going to, but he didn't. Cervantes hung tough on the inside line, and now we may have a battle for the lead heating up here. Hilary Sanchez down that inside line. Can she get to the inside of Tyler Deaver? Almost to his left rear quarter panel, but not quite. Deaver's still going to be able to get clear, and I think he's going to get the top spot still. Now the battle is on for 2nd between Sanchez and Joseph Romero. Tyler Deaver going to try and go to the outside of the 58 of Ricky Cervantes and try and put him 2 laps down again. Right now, Cervantes getting 1 of his laps back, only 1 down to Deaver. And as Deaver has to concentrate in the 58, luckily for him, concentration going on in this battle for 2nd between Romero, Sanchez, and now Patrick Curtis up here into this mix. Romero's going to go around the outside line. He'll take 2nd place. Sanchez now slips back to 3rd. Battle for 4th on. It's the Patricks again. Smith on the inside. Curtis up top side. And now Ricky Cervantes, being the focus of Tyler Deaver, he may have to switch priorities because Joseph Romero is right there in the 83, and he's going to swing up to the top side. Tries to get to the right rear quarter panel. Couldn't quite do it. But he is right there. Is Joseph Romero in the 83. Going to try to swing up to that outside line again. And can't quite do it. He's trying to get to the right rear quarter panel, which will kind of cause drag for the 30 of Tyler Deaver and kind of pull him back and lose him some momentum into the entrance of the corner. That's what Romero's trying to do. And we've also seen if you're going to make a pass here, outside line's basically the line you have to do it because everyone migrates to the inside line. Cervantes definitely up to speed. He's actually gapped himself a bit back to the 30 of Tyler Deaver. So he's a little bit faster. He also came to pit road under that green flag run, so he may have actually changed tires, so he may have a little bit more grip and a little bit more speed in those tires, as everybody else up here haven't been to pit road this entire race so far. Patrick Curtis has now moved up to 4th, and I'll tell you who also has cracked the top 10 just now. There he is. Following in the tire tracks of ThorSport teammate Angel Olvera, that's the defending champion Nick Johnson, now up in the 10th position. Angel Olvera and Nick Johnson working together to try and take 8th and 9th away from the 0-1 of J Lagasee, but a good run right now for the defending champ. Comes into this race 24th in the point stands, trying to get himself into the playoffs to defend his title. Top 5 have broken away, despite a gap back to the 6th place car of Tristan Allen. Maybe these 5 that'll settle it out as we have less than 10 laps to go. Deaver, Romero, Sanchez, Curtis, and Smith. Curtis is the only one out of these drivers that has been to victory lane already this season, looking for his 2nd win of the year, which would join him with O Pollard as having maybe a confirmed spot already in this season's playoff system. If there's a little cat and mouse going on here, or if all these drivers are on such an even station that they're not really able to make a move on each other. In this lead group, we've got 3 Chevy Silverados, 1 Toyota Tundra leading the field, and then the Dodge Ram of Hillary Sanchez sandwiched there in 3rd. Tristan Allen is starting to close in and make it a 6-driver fight for this race lead. You see right here, it looks like Romero is better through 3 and 4. Deaver is better through 1 and 2. And Nick Johnson, Angel Olvera continue their charge. They're now going to go for 7th and 8th off of Andrew Miller. So that 89 and 41, those Toyota Tundras out of ThorSport, they are flying through the field. I don't know if they'll have enough time to get up here in this lead group, though. They might. Tristan Allen about maybe a truck length and a half back from the top 5, trying to get up into this lead group. Maybe sneak a top 5 away from Patrick Smith or Patrick Curtis. Like everybody's running about the same line, though. Nobody really willing to test the waters of that outside line for fear that they're going to mess up the corner and lose some very valuable positions on track. Last thing we need to see is a caution, I'll tell you that, because if we do get a caution flag at this point, I think the race would end under yellow. Tyler Deaver, though, trying to hang on. It's only been he and Romero who have been out in front here today, and they are running 1 and 2 currently. Romero continues to close the gap up through 3 and 4, but right here off of 2 is where he loses ground. You can see some daylight again, about maybe a little less than a truck length separation between the 30 and the 83. Curtis looked like he was starting to get a little antsy back there in 4th place. For Sanchez, Curtis, Smith, they have to start making moves now if they're going to have a shot for the win. They can't wait till the white flag, because this is not a restrictor plate track. You cannot pass 2 or 3 drivers in 1 lap at Dover. It just can't be done. 2 laps to go. And as typical Dover, everyone migrates to the bottom of the track. So if Romero's going to make a move for the win, he's going to have to make it on the outside line, preferably through 3 and 4, where the outside line gets that good momentum. But first, he's got to get to the back bumper of Tyler Deaver, and he's not been able to do that yet. White flag displayed, 1 more lap to go here at Dover. Barring a mistake, Tyler Deaver just got to hit his marks, and he'll be home free and picking up his first win of the season and 2nd of his TaxSlayer Truck Series career. Through 3 and 4, about a truck length between himself and Joseph Romero, Tyler Deaver is going to take the Lucas Oil 200 here tonight at Dover International Raceway. 32nd in the points coming into this race. This win will undoubtedly put him into the top 30 in the points, and so now, only 8 races into the season, All 8 playoff positions would currently be held by race winners in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Tyler Deaver now has career wins at a super speedway, and now he can add a mile racetrack win to his resume. Standings should be official, as we had 41 of our 42 drivers finish this race on the lead lap, and all 42 cars finished the race. How about that? That's not normally something you hear at Dover. Deaver will get the win. Joseph Romero brings it home, highest finishing rookie in second. Those were the only 2 that led laps here tonight. Pretty good numbers for the 83 team of Dollarton Motorsports, though, here at this racetrack. A win last year and a second place this year. Hilary Sanchez going to finish in third, with Patrick Curtis in fourth, and Patrick Smith will complete the top 5. Tristan Allen brings it home in 6th. Angel Olvera there in 7th, so his consistent runs continue here. Nick Johnson going to bring it home in 8th place. Alex Hawkins cracked the top 10 in 9th, and Easton Barber was the completion of the top 10 runners. Matt Haas going to bring it home in the 11th position, with H Garcia there in 12th. Andrew Miller dropped back to 13th after getting kicked up to the high side, was running in 7th when he got kicked up into the high groove, so we lost 6 spots there in the closing stages. J Lagasee also lost some spots there in the closing stages, fell back to finish 14th, and Harrison Ponder will finish out the evening in 15th. The rest of your top 20 this evening were Ryan Brommer, Melody Baker, Ryan Acosta, P Minnick, and Marty Zakala. Points leader Sky Commons finished all the way back in 26th. Second in the points, Nathan Stapleton, was back in 21st. So based off the finishing results, I would say the new points leader heading into next week could very well be the 89 of Angel Olvera. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, some drivers came in running well in the points that did not get the runs they were looking for here tonight. Jake Smith came into this race 13th in points, finishes 39th. Nicholas Raill was 6th in the standings. He finishes 40th. Last car on the lead lap was Preston Plourd in 41st, and Ricky Cervantes is going to finish out the evening, the only car off the lead lap, finishing in the 42nd position. But that is going to do it here tonight from our race from Dover with the TaxSlayer Truck Series. We've still got to finish up this race weekend Hershey's Cup Series action. The AAA 400 will be taking place next here at Dover International Raceway, so that's going to be a very interesting event, no doubt about that. And then next week, all 3 series, trucks, Pizza Hut, and Hershey's Cup Series drivers will finish off the first half of the regular season with our race weekend at Richmond International Raceway before All-Star Race break takes place. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, to become part of the crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results. These are your rookie points and your overall point standings heading into Richmond next week. Until then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.